friends, and welcome back to my channel, Organized with Joy. Today's video is my end of the month decluttering and minimalism collaboration that I host each month. And if I have some friends joining me for today's video, I will be sure to have a playlist linked in my description box below so that you can get even more minimalism and decluttering motivation for your day. Okay, y'all, buckle up. We have so much stuff today to share, and I say we because some of my family members have been decluttering as well. So I have quite a lot to share with you. You might remember in a video that I posted where I was helping my son get his things packed, I kind of gave you an overview of everything he decluttered from his room. Today I'm going to go through some of it pretty quickly because it is quite a lot, but I did want to go through it to let you know why he was decluttering certain items. I can link that video in my description box below in case you're interested in seeing that. That actually was the end of July, and it didn't make it into my July declutter with me video, and then it also didn't make it into my August decluttering video, which is because you might remember that was done in Portland with my son in his apartment in Portland. So this is just leftover stuff, and let me tell you, I am so ready to get this stuff out of my house because I have his stuff. My other son decluttered some things, and then I've been decluttering things, so we have a lot to get through. So with that said, let's get into it. Okay, first up, my son did declutter quite a few books. I have them stacked behind me here on the washer, so let's take a look and count these books and see how many he decluttered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so 17 books he decluttered. A lot of them were just books from college or high school that he no longer needed, and we don't really need them either, so we are gonna go ahead and declutter those. Just to let you know, if you do have some books that you think others might be interested in, you could take it to a secondhand bookshop. There is a bookstore here in Austin called Half Price Books, where I have taken my books in the past to get a little bit of money back from them. So I will likely just look through those. I think some of them would be bought by Half Price Books, so I'll probably do that with those. Next up, so my son, he went to college initially as a pre-med student. So his first year, he was in the biochem program to be on track for pre-med and then med school. And when he was growing up, probably from the time he was in middle school, he was very interested in medicine and the human body, and he thought he wanted to be a doctor. So over the years, we kind of collected different, I guess it's really just decor. This was actually, I think, a toy, but I just had him on display kind of like as decor. But we just had a lot of pieces that were kind of that medical theme in his bedroom, and he did end up changing his major to chemical engineering, and so he really was not attached to any of this. So I do have this guy. I also have an eye chart, kind of an aesthetic eye chart, which was hanging on his wall. And then I do have these two kind of vintage looking prints. One is of the brain, and then the other one is just of the human body. So he wasn't really interested in displaying these at his apartment, and quite honestly, the only reason we had them is because of his interest in medicine when he was younger. So I'm gonna go ahead and donate these. Next up are just a couple of things related to some hobbies that he had. First up is some boxing gloves. He did box for a short period of time when he was in college, but he did give that up and he's not really interested in pursuing that anymore. So we're getting rid of those gloves. And then there was also this weight training belt, which he does lift weights, but not as seriously as he did in high school. This was from his high school days, and so he said he doesn't need to use this anymore, and so we're getting rid of that. We have a random drawstring bag that he said he wouldn't use anymore. This candle was actually in his room, but it is completely burnt out, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. And then there's a few, like, I guess tchotchke sort of things. First up is this Sudoku game. It is a wooden board, and then it had like all of the little pegs with the numbers on it. He said that he wasn't really interested in playing with that. And then he had this box of like random things from his childhood, and some of it just went directly in the trash, I'll be honest, but this was a few things that I thought I could just donate to Goodwill. One is this chicken that walks, and I think it came with like these little pieces of gum or candy, like eggs, that when he walked he like laid eggs. I don't know. And then this necklace with a stone on it, and then also this paperweight. He said he didn't want any of those. Also, that video that I said I will link where I was packing up my son's room. If you want to see me dressed as a banana and donning the boxing gloves, you can go watch that video, because I did put this on in that video. But this is a banana costume. He was a banana one year for Halloween, and he said he didn't want to take it with him to Portland, so we're gonna get rid of that. And then lastly, he did have 2 old phones from when he was younger. He said he doesn't really think he needs these for any purpose, so we're gonna go ahead and recycle these. Actually, one other thing that was in my son's room, but it never belonged to him. It was something that I actually had purchased for my husband, who now has an office in my son's room. These paper organizers. My husband nor I use paper organizers, so while these are very beautiful, aesthetic, we don't use them, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. Next up, I did want to share with you something that my other son decluttered from his room. You might remember from a recent video I shared this, but he did decide to declutter some items that he no longer uses from his childhood, some Nerf guns and some airsoft guns, and so we are gonna go ahead and declutter those as well. Next up, y'all, okay, we're moving on to items that I have decluttered, and I have a huge pile of old towels. So these are some old towels that we kept when we purchased new towels last time to clean our dog off, or if we had any sort of like dirty chore that needed to get done, we kept these towels for that purpose. Well, I am retiring these because we bought new towels, and so I will take our old towels and use those as kind of like the dirty towels. But in addition to these, I do have, I'm not keeping all of our old towels, so I like to have 2 towels per person, and we currently have 4 people living in our house. That means we have 8 towels, so I'm not going to keep all of those for extra dirty towels. So I'm getting rid of these old ones. I'm getting rid of some of our old towels that we had previously been using, and some washcloths as well. I do like to replace our towels every few years. They just get to start looking dingy, and they also just aren't as fluffy. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? So anyway, that was one of the things on my to-do list. As soon as I came home from Portland, I'm like, we need to get some new towels. In addition to our towels, I usually replace our bath mats. When I replace our towels, And you can see this bath mat definitely had seen better days. It was unraveling, falling apart. So we were quite overdue for a new bath mat. Okay, moving on to a bunch of random things. First up is this little wreath. It's a, I think, boxwood wreath. It is really cute, but I don't know if it's coming across on camera. It is a little bit weathered. I have used it outside before, and I just don't find myself gravitating towards this to decorate with, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I feel like this is pretty much an every end of the month decluttering video, but I do have a stack of clothes that I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. Honestly, I really need to go through my clothes. After being away 3 weeks and living out of a suitcase, a carry-on suitcase at that, I realized that I could definitely live with less clothes. And so I am going to be doing a big closet declutter and overhaul coming up in a video sometime in the near future. But for now, I'm just going ahead and decluttering clothes as I come across clothes that I feel like I don't fit me right, or they have a hole in them or whatever. So I'm getting rid of this little stack. I have a random 3-ring binder that we don't need. This actually was probably my son's when he was going through some of his stuff in his apartment here in Austin, but we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I have this random brush. So this was a brush that my boys used when they were growing up and getting ready for school. We kept it in the drawer of our table in our entryway. I actually have another brush in there. So there was 2 brushes in there. So I'm deciding to go ahead and get rid of this one because I like the other one better. I think I'm the only one that uses that brush now, but I do use it sometimes. So I'm leaving that one brush and decluttering this one. Something else that I shared in a recent video, I am decluttering a snake plant that, no judgment please, but I killed it. So unfortunately, my snake plant passed away. RIP snake plant. So I did go ahead and throw that plant away already. So I did not replace him. I just put a fake plant in the place where he was. Next up, just a couple more random things. This is a candle it's a citronella candle that I bought for outdoors. We did light it several times and used it outdoors, but honestly, I bought it because I get eaten up by mosquitoes so badly. But I found that this candle, it did not help at all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. We don't sit outside often enough to warrant having it. And sometimes I would go outside and forget to bring the candle with me. And then also, I am getting rid of this chai tea spice syrup. I do not know why, but this, I can't even see the ingredients because it's got this other label over it. It tastes very much like chemicals to me. So I don't know why it tastes so chemically to me, because this brand, I tend to like their regular syrups, not their sugar-free syrups. I do not like sugar-free syrups for my coffee. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Honestly, I have been loving using honey or maple syrup in my coffee. So I am gonna use the rest of the syrups that I already have, but I think once those are gone, I'm not gonna replace them because I'm perfectly fine just sweetening my coffee with honey or maple syrup. Something else I decluttered this month, if you watched the video where I was putting up a new hook system in our garage, I decluttered that old hook system because it was broken. And then I also found a broken shovel that had no handle, and I also decluttered that. Next up, I have a few dog items, and actually these are the last of it. This was my dog's little water dish, and it got to be so yucky on the inside. It looked like there was mold growing. Even if I washed it by hand, I felt like it wasn't coming out. So what did I decide to do? I decided to put it in the dishwasher, which was fine for the bottom part. The plastic was durable enough, but as you can see, for the top part, it totally warped the plastic. And honestly, I do not like the design of this dish. I think the way it's designed, it is just more likely to get moldy. And so I did purchase a different dog dish to replace this one, and I'm just gonna throw that one away. I also have this little holder that holds the plastic bags for dog poo. We buy those bags on Amazon, and it comes with like a whole bunch of plastic bags, like several rolls, like 20-30 rolls. It's crazy. But it also comes with one of these, and it really is the cheapest option. And so I'm always getting a new one of these every time we have to buy more of the plastic bags. So this one I don't need because I got a new one. And then lastly, I have these two little dog bandanas. My dog, every time he goes to get groomed, he gets one of these little bandanas, and sometimes they're just so cute and I keep them. And then when I go through the dog drawer, I'm like, I never put these back on him. Why do I have these? But both of these are so cute. This little bandana actual print, super cute. And then this one he had like around Easter time. It has like little dogs and Easter eggs. It's just so cute. But like I said, I do not put them back on him. I take them off and then stick them in the dog drawer. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter those as well. Okay friends, I hope this was super motivating to you to see all the things I decluttered. Honestly, I guess this was from a couple of months, because this was from the tail end of July and all the way through September. So quite a lot of stuff this month. So I appreciate you hanging with me all the way until the end, but I do hope this motivated you or helped you to see, maybe helped you to see things around your home that you could declutter. Please don't forget to check out my description box for the playlist link if you want even more minimalism or decluttering motivation. And as always, I really appreciate you watching my video all the way until the end, and I will see you next time. Bye!